making a blanket and have absolutely no idea what border to put on it? Let me walk you through some of the top blanket borders that people go back to every single time, as well as giving a little bit of my own opinion as to which style of blanket these borders would fit with best. Now, the first blanket border that people go back to every single time is a very simple one, the single crochet border. This border stitch is a simple and very clean looking border, and to be quite honest, perfect for beginners. But now you might be asking yourself, which type of blanket would this go with the best? Now, in my opinion, a single crochet blanket border would fit best with a very decorative type blanket. So something like a shell stitch or an alpine stitch, it would totally make the blanket pop. Now, you might be thinking, that's way too simple for me. I need something a little bit more beautiful. Well, just hold on a minute. I do have others. The second border stitch is the shell stitch. This stitch is absolutely gorgeous. I love the look of this stitch. Really pretty, really decorative. And in my own opinion, I think it is perfect for a border on any blanket. Now, in terms of what blanket it would go best with, it all depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for the details of the blanket to stand out, or are you looking for the border on the blanket to stand out? Now, if you want the border to stand out, I would totally pair it with something that's got a simple stitch, like a blanket that's got a combination of single crochet and double crochet. But yeah, that's my own opinion. Let me know down in the comments, guys, where have you used the shell stitch border? I would absolutely love to know. Now, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, Tammy, that is such a complicated stitch. Like, how would I even put that on a blanket? Don't worry, there are so many people out there that have patterns, that have tutorial videos that can show you how to make this stitch for the border of your blanket. Now, the third crochet border stitch for blankets really caught my eye. This is not something you see every day. It's the crab stitch. Now, to be quite honest, I didn't know this one existed, so I was very interested to see how people pair this with blankets. But what it is, it's basically a backwards or reverse, single crochet stitch, and it creates this beautiful twisted cord effect that prevents your blanket from folding over at the edges, guys. Now, if you haven't experienced a blanket or a project in general folding over the edges, good on you. But I know I still get a fold here and there. So I think the crab stitch border would be a perfect stitch for me to use. Now, in terms of what type of blanket I will use it for, it is a rather textured stitch. So I think this crab stitch for a border is very, very versatile, and I would pair it with a fancy blanket, a simple blanket. I think both would come out beautifully. Now, the next stitch that people use for borders on their blankets is one that I must tell you, this stitch, when I first looked at it, I was like, really? Really? People use this? Now, bearing in mind, I'm not a big bobble or bubble fan. It's the picot stitch. Please forgive me if I'm saying that incorrectly, guys, but wow. Because this stitch, guys, is super versatile. You don't just get a single picot stitch for a border. You get triple picot stitch, which comes out looking like a crown, guys. That's pretty cool. And then I think one of my favorites was where people pair the picot stitch with a shell stitch for a border. Now, if that isn't creative, I don't know what is. So yeah, I can totally see why people use this as part of a border. I would definitely class this picot stitch as a decorative stitch. So if you wanted something that looks that fancy, I would definitely pair it with something simple like a granny stripe. I feel that that border stitch has a lot of character. You really do need something simple to make that border pop. How have you paired the picot stitch with your blankets? I'm very interested to know. Please let me know down in the comments. And yes, just in case you're wondering, I'm busy on my blessings blanket square. I'm a little bit behind on this one, but if you want to know a little bit about my blessings blanket idea, please have a look at this video that's showing up on your screen now, guys. And finally, we have a very, very simple but beautiful crochet stitch border. Can you guess what it is? The moss stitch border. Now, this border is considered a very trendy, modern type border for your blankets. And if you ask me, it is very, very versatile. You could go one row as your border, you could make 3 rows, 5 rows, you can alternate colors. My question to myself is, if these are the top 5 and I'm currently trying to catch up with my blessings blanket, what border am I going to put on this blanket? Let me know down in the comments, what border would you recommend for a simple granny square blanket? Are there any other borders that I haven't mentioned that you use? Now, before we go, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this little video. So if you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys.